Alright, so I'm going to be doing a 2 human review. Yes, I know that I said that Oblivion and Half-Life 2 were going to be the only reviews I do, but I decided to do a review for this game too. Because I have a lot to say about this game. So. This game is in Dolby Digital. This game is pretty loud too, so unless there's not anybody in your house, you might want to turn the volume down. And this game is 10 years in development, and it still has some problems. Dolby Digital. Whoever fights monsters should see that to it that in the process he doesn't become one himself. Hermod's right to Helheim.
You do not appear to belong here. Clearance and lineage required.
Hermod, on behalf of the Aesir, with a directive from Odin.
And Odin is a organically distributed intelligence network, or whatever it means. Because that makes total sense.
The world tree shall not interfere. The way is open.
So by the time that the first 2 cinematics happen, and by the time, I'm going to go ahead and start up a new character here. Let's go with a defender. So by the time the first 2 cinematics happen and you get up to the character creation screen, it takes a really long time. You stupid cat! Go away! Where was I? Right. Defender.
These are the warrior classes of the Aesir.
So you have your 5 classes: champion, good balance, defender, berserker, which is just melee, commando, which is more of a ballistics type of guy, bioengineer, the worst class ever. So let's go with defender. I had a defender class game up earlier, but I decided to delete it because I hadn't played it for a while. And yeah. And I had a couple pieces of epic armor, and more on that later. Anyway, this first cinematic is pretty cool. The graphics in this game aren't the best. You know, like in one little cutscene during the level, some guy's hands look like little sausages. And then everything is blocky looking. And then in one cutscene, one of the women had a square chin somehow. So your 5 classes are a champion, which is the most well-balanced character. And its skill tree focuses more on pistols, fire damage, and sword damage. Then there's the defender, which is really just a wall, a brick wall. He has more health, more armor capability. He's the slowest attack character too. Then there's berserker, who has the least amount of health, but he's the fastest melee attacker. He's not great at ballistics. And berserker is my favorite class. Then there's the bioengineer, which is the worst class ever. Ooh, they can heal themselves, but they suck at melee and ballistics. Sure, their skill tree has added one-handed and two-handed damage, but you have to level up to get that. And when you don't level up with them, it takes like 6 hits to kill 1 goblin. And of course there's the commando, which is, you know, purely ballistics. And of course you have human and cybernetic, which cybernetic is more damage based, and you have greater ammo capability if you decide to go with that, and a couple other things. The human is more efficiency combo based and faster munitions time with shooting bullets and stuff.
Something wrong with your harness, Trooper?
No, sir. Sir,
What is it?
you ever been out this far? Humans this far beyond...
Dialogue in this game is pretty good too. Like there's this one scene between Balder and Heimdall, and Balder accuses Heimdall of lying, and he says, "Don't associate me with such crude notions." And Heimdall stands up, his old glasses disappear, says, "I'm above lies."
It's a good day to die.
It's my favorite line out of the whole game.
It always is.
It's a good day to die. You always say that. Well, it always is. I prefer having the camera on isolated, or ISO, so I can see everything. The visuals in level 1 are actually really good. Like if you notice, if you can see through the camera, there's like little stonework on the floor depicting 7 warriors fighting these giants. And then of course throughout this level there's also other little statues and other little things. There's a bunch of statues. So the skill tree of the Defender. So you have the screw. Okay, you have that, and each skill tree is different for every class, obviously. And of course, you have your Sentient. Your Sentient is so funny. When you activate it, your weapon actually flies around. You know.
I've never seen anything like this. As I said, you are one of a select few. You know what this means, don't you, Lord Balder?
So combat in this game is pretty easy. You just use the stick, then use the right trigger and left trigger for your weapons. Then to jump is A, and you can dive roll, which is good for dodging stuff, which is B, and X activates your battle cry, which I don't really use a lot of those. And there's a couple of advanced combat techniques you can use, which I'll get into that later.